Hello, good morning. All right, so this next question is a big one. Let me summarize because it gets to some interesting science. So this is from Hazel. Good morning, Hazel. And so Hazel thinks that might have had COVID-19 back in March. Yeah, possible. There was a lot going around then. It could be other things. Yeah, hard to say. So questions regarding the validity of antibody tests. Husband and I did finger prick tests analyzed by the Abbott Architect Analyzer at the beginning of May, and both of us returned a positive result. We weren't surprised. Oh, okay, then it probably was. Yeah. A lot of people think they've had the virus. Some people are right, some people are wrong, and the test is really the only way to sort out who's who. Yeah, and who actually had it. Let's see. And two weeks later, we did the test again at work in a hospital setting, directly from the vein, analyzed on the same machine, but it came back negative. Oh, that's weird, leaving us none the wiser. So it's likely that one is right and one is wrong, or if I really lost my antibodies after 3 months. Maybe. I would say it's most likely that the second one was wrong and the first one was right because it's harder to. Well, I don't know. No, it would be difficult to get a false positive with this test, I think. So the real question is, what the heck is an Abbott Architect Analyzer? And this is a machine for doing what is effectively an ELISA. So that's an enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay for all you immunology fans. But what is it for regular people? Well, you got a thing, and then you're looking for antibodies against the thing. So you put the thing down there. In this case, it's going to be like a SARS coronavirus 2 protein. And if you've got an antibody that sticks to it, great. Then you're going to come in with a second antibody that sticks to any human antibody whatsoever, or in this case of the Abbott one, it sticks to all the IgGs, the G-type immunoglobulins, which are the most common one in your blood. So it's just trying to do the best job to give you a true, answer with the most abundant thing that's there. Okay, so you've got your pieces of the virus. You got an antibody that sticks to them, just like it's supposed to, from a person's blood. And then on top of it, you got an antibody that sticks to the tail end of any antibody that's already stuck on there, but it won't stick directly to this. On the end of that antibody is a chemical, and in the case of the Abbott Analyzer, boy, did I have to dig. Yeah. Boy, are they cagey about sharing their industry secrets. But rightly so, I guess. But it looks like these are in a lot of hospitals. What they're using, as far as I can tell, is acrid inium chemistry. And so this is a little molecule, and I've got a picture of it on the screen here. I don't know how to describe it, except it has a lot of rings with those sort of double bonds that can kind of move around, what we call aromatic rings for chemistry fans out there. This thing can react with hydrogen peroxide, and when it does, it produces a really bright light, basically. And so you can just measure the amount of light, or it might be the amount of fluorescence. You might have to put in light, and you'll get out light at a different color coming back out. Either way, yeah. This is, a good way. It's probably the most sensitive way to do what's called chemiluminescence, which is when you put in a chemical and the chemical breaks down or is changed in some way, and then all of a sudden does a little flash of light as it's breaking down, basically. And it's a pretty easy test. The acridinium comes in on the second antibody, and so if it's like a sandwich. You call it a sandwich ELISA. So on the bottom layer of the sandwich, you've got COVID, SARS coronavirus 2 proteins. Middle layer is your antibody. And like any good sandwich, if there's no middle layer, it isn't really a sandwich. Now, is it? It's just 2 pieces of bread. And 2 pieces of bread do not qualify. Yeah, there we go. And anyway, if you got the middle of the sandwich there, only if, then the third layer of the sandwich will stick to the top, and you'll have this acridinium that'll hang out there, and you'll put your peroxide on, and then boom, it'll just start glowing, which is really cool. And the amount of glow will tell you how much was detected. So it's hard to get that to falsely start not fluorescing, but luminescing, giving off light. I think it would be easier to mishandle, over dilute, spin down incorrectly, load incorrectly, drop, spill, cough on, I don't know, whatever the sample. Yeah, with pretty much anything in the lab, it's almost never the reagents, like the things you're actually testing, or the equipment. It's almost always human error. That's the that's the terrible size of it. And so, yeah, you're going to need a third opinion. It is possible your antibody levels will be going down, but they shouldn't be at zero yet. It could happen, and the antibody curves do seem to be going down, but you would be on the sort of shortest end that I've heard of for antibody responses. I bet if you are able to redo the test through your work or wherever it is, then I would bet it comes back positive the third time. But either way, you'll have 2 out of 3, and believe whatever the 2 are, and the 1 is probably just a coincidence. Yeah, or something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong, but something went wrong. And it was probably the human part. So thank you very much. Very interesting question. I had to do a whole lot of research on this one, but it was worth it. Thanks very much. This is Ask Dr. Ben.